We all have weaknesses, areas where we fall short or struggle. These weaknesses can feel like heavy obstacles, making our path to success more difficult. Whether in our personal relationships, our careers, or in our pursuit of goals, weaknesses have a way of holding us back and diminishing our confidence. But what if I told you that those same weaknesses, those very things you struggle with, could be turned into strengths? What if instead of perceiving your limitations as roadblocks, you viewed them as stepping stones for growth, resilience, and self-improvement? In this video, we will take an extensive dive into the strategies and mindset shifts required to transform your weaknesses into strengths. By the end of this journey, you'll not only have an understanding of how to tackle your perceived limitations, but also the practical tools to harness what once held you back and use it as fuel for personal and professional advancement. 1. Understanding weaknesses. The concept unveiled. Before we can begin to turn a weakness into a strength, we need to clearly define what we mean by weakness. A weakness is typically described as an area where we lack competence, confidence, or consistent success. But a weakness is much more than just a gap in your abilities. It can also reflect a mindset or belief that diminishes your potential. Weaknesses can take many forms. They can be mental, physical, emotional, social, or skill-based. From the inability to manage time effectively, difficulty in decision-making, or lack of confidence when speaking in public. Weaknesses vary widely from person to person. It is crucial to recognize that everyone has weaknesses. Even the most successful individuals we admire have had to confront their limitations. However, the difference between those who grow and those who remain stuck is how they deal with their weaknesses. Weaknesses are not inherently bad. In fact, they are often areas ripe for growth. Instead of viewing them as permanent defects, we can see them as opportunities to build resilience and transform our abilities. Example, consider someone like Steve Jobs. Early in his career, Jobs was known for his impatience and brusque communication style. This could easily be seen as a weakness. Yet over time, Jobs learned to temper this trait, focusing it into a drive for perfection and innovation that fueled Apple's rise. His ability to turn his impatient perfectionism into a strength by surrounding himself with a strong team is a prime example of how even personality traits can be transformed. Key takeaway: the first step to growth is understanding and identifying your weaknesses. You cannot change or improve what you don't acknowledge. 2. Embracing self-awareness. The path to understanding. The journey to transform your weaknesses into strengths begins with self-awareness. This step involves an honest and often humbling reflection on yourself. It's about being real with yourself, acknowledging areas where you struggle, instead of hiding behind excuses or ignoring these aspects altogether. Ask yourself the following questions. What am I struggling with? What makes me feel insecure or inefficient? Where do I see repeated failures or frustrations? It's important to note that self-awareness is not about self-criticism. While it's tempting to be hard on yourself, especially when acknowledging shortcomings, this process should be constructive. You must view it as a necessary step to personal improvement, not as a judgment on your worth. Actionable steps for developing self-awareness. Journaling. Spend time each day reflecting on your experiences. Journaling helps you map out your thoughts and feelings, bringing clarity to areas that need improvement. Write down the things that went well, the things that didn't, and try to identify patterns that point to areas of strength and weakness. Over time, you'll begin to notice patterns that reveal your areas of struggle. Feedback from others. Sometimes we have blind spots when it comes to our weaknesses. Asking trusted friends, family members, colleagues, or mentors for their honest input can help you see areas you may have overlooked. However, this requires a level of openness to feedback. Remember, the goal is improvement, not defense. When people offer feedback, consider it a valuable insight rather than criticism. Personality and skill assessments. There are numerous tools available that can help you gain deeper self-awareness. Assessments like the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, the Clifton Strengths, StrengthsFinder test, or even emotional intelligence, EQ assessments can provide valuable insights into your natural tendencies, preferences, and areas where you may need to grow. These tools offer a framework for understanding yourself in a non-judgmental way. Mindfulness and reflection. Practicing mindfulness can greatly improve your self-awareness. By staying present and observant of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, you can catch negative patterns or tendencies as they arise. For example, you might notice you get easily frustrated when faced with a difficult task. This could signal a weakness in problem-solving under pressure. Mindfulness helps you catch these signals early and work toward better responses. Key takeaway: self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth. Without understanding your weaknesses, it's impossible to turn them into strengths. A deeper awareness of your behaviors, tendencies, and struggles will open the door to growth and transformation. 3. Changing your mindset about weaknesses. How we perceive our weaknesses has a profound impact on how we deal with them. Too often, people view weaknesses as fixed and unchangeable, or worse, as personal defects. This type of fixed mindset leads to feelings of helplessness and discouragement. When you believe a weakness is permanent, you're more likely to avoid situations where it might be exposed, preventing you from making progress. What's needed instead is a growth mindset. This term, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, refers to the belief that abilities, intelligence, and even weaknesses are not fixed, but can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. With a growth mindset, weaknesses are no longer seen as unchangeable. Instead, they become temporary challenges that, with dedication and hard work, can be overcome or improved upon. Growth mindset principles to apply: effort over talent. Understand that natural talent isn't the only key to success. Many skills, whether related to leadership, communication, or discipline, can be learned with effort. Embrace the belief that your weaknesses are simply undeveloped skills. Embrace challenges. Instead of avoiding situations where your weaknesses might be exposed, embrace them. Challenges are opportunities for growth. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, look for opportunities to speak more frequently rather than avoiding them. Persistence in the face of setbacks. Progress may be slow, and you may encounter numerous setbacks. However, persistence is the key to long-term growth. Every setback offers a valuable lesson, and the ability to learn from mistakes is what ultimately leads to success. Celebrate small wins. Transforming a weakness into a strength is a long-term process, and it's essential to celebrate small victories along the way. Each small improvement is a step in the right direction. Example: take the example of someone who struggles with time management. A fixed mindset might lead them to think, "I'm just bad at managing my time. There's nothing I can do about it." But with a growth mindset, they could shift their thinking to, "I might not be good at time management now, but I can learn techniques to improve." Key takeaway: the mindset with which you approach your weaknesses is critical. By adopting a growth mindset, you open yourself to the possibility of improvement and transformation. Weaknesses are no longer fixed limitations, but opportunities for growth. 4. Strategies for turning weaknesses into strengths. Now that we've laid the foundation, understanding weaknesses, embracing self-awareness, and adopting a growth mindset, let's move on to specific, actionable strategies you can use to turn weaknesses into strengths. Strategy 1. Skill development, turning weaknesses into learning opportunities. Often, what we perceive as a weakness is simply an area where we haven't invested the necessary time, energy, or effort to build proficiency. For example, if you consider yourself a poor communicator, it may not be a permanent flaw, but rather an area that can be developed with intentional practice. Steps to take: identify areas for improvement. Start by listing out specific skills or competencies where you feel you're lacking. These could be professional skills like leadership, negotiation, or project management, or personal skills like emotional regulation, communication, or empathy. Commit to learning. Once you've identified the areas of weakness, commit to learning and improving in these areas. This could involve enrolling in online courses, attending workshops, reading books, or finding a mentor who excels in that area. Set measurable goals. When you commit to improving a skill, it's important to set specific, measurable, and achievable goals. For example, if you want to improve your public speaking skills, Set a goal to deliver 5 presentations over the next 6 months. By creating tangible goals, you give yourself clear targets to work toward. Consistent practice. Just like learning any new skill, consistent practice is key to improvement. Schedule regular time to work on your chosen skill. Whether it's practicing a presentation, role-playing difficult conversations, or improving your time management with to-do lists. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Example: consider the story of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time. Early in his career, Buffett realized that he was terrified of public speaking, a major weakness for someone who would need to present to shareholders and business partners regularly. Instead of avoiding public speaking opportunities, he enrolled in a Dale Carnegie course on public speaking and forced himself to practice. Over time, what was once a debilitating weakness became one of his greatest strengths. Key takeaway: turning a weakness into a strength requires deliberate, focused effort on skill development. When you commit to learning and practice, what was once a weakness can become one of your most powerful assets. Strategy 2. Leveraging strengths to compensate for weaknesses. In some cases, it's not necessary to fully fix a weakness if you can find ways to leverage your existing strengths to compensate. Every individual has unique strengths that can be amplified to offset weaknesses. Instead of obsessing over what you lack, you can focus on maximizing what you already excel at. Steps to take: conduct a strengths inventory. Take time to list out your key strengths. These are the skills, talents, and attributes that come naturally to you. You may have strong communication skills, exceptional creativity, or a natural ability to lead others. Evaluate how your strengths can compensate. Once you've identified your strengths, consider how you can use them to offset your weaknesses. For example, if you're not naturally detail-oriented but excel at big-picture thinking, you can focus on developing strategies that play to your visionary strengths and delegate detail work to others. Delegate or collaborate. If possible, delegate tasks that fall within your areas of weakness and focus your time and energy on areas where you excel. Collaboration is another effective way to compensate for weaknesses. Working with others whose strengths complement your weaknesses can lead to more successful outcomes. Example. An example of this is the partnership between Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak at Apple. Jobs was known for his visionary leadership and marketing skills, while Wozniak was the technical genius behind Apple's early products. Jobs recognized that his strength was in design and product vision, not technical engineering, so he focused on what he did best and allowed Wozniak to excel in his area of expertise. This collaboration allowed them to build one of the most successful companies in the world. Key takeaway: you don't need to be good at everything. Instead, focus on maximizing your strengths and leveraging them to compensate for your weaknesses. By collaborating and delegating, you can achieve greater success without feeling weighed down by your limitations. Strategy 3. Reframing weaknesses. Shifting perspective. Sometimes weaknesses are simply strengths that are misapplied or misunderstood. What we view as a weakness in one context can be reframed as a strength in another. For example, being overly cautious might seem like a weakness when quick decision-making is needed, but in other situations, that same cautiousness could be a strength that helps you avoid costly mistakes. Steps to take: challenge negative self-talk. One of the first steps to reframing weaknesses is to challenge the negative self-talk associated with them. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm bad at this," or "I'll never be good enough," take a step back and ask, "Is this really true?" Often, weaknesses are blown out of proportion in our own minds. Identify how your weakness could be an asset. In many cases, a weakness is simply a strength that's being applied in the wrong context. For example, someone who is overly analytical may struggle with decision-making, but that same trait can be invaluable in situations that require careful consideration and attention to detail. Use your weakness to your advantage. Once you've identified how your weakness could be an asset, find ways to use it to your advantage. For example, if you're an introvert who struggles with networking, you could use your reflective nature to build deeper, more meaningful relationships with a smaller group of people. Example: introversion is often viewed as a weakness in a world that values extroversion and outgoing personalities. However, many introverts have leveraged their reflective and thoughtful nature to achieve great success. Bill Gates, for example, is known for being an introvert, but he has used his quiet, analytical personality to drive innovation and philanthropy. Rather than trying to become more extroverted, Gates leaned into his strengths as a thinker and strategist. Key takeaway: weaknesses are often just strengths that are applied in the wrong context. By reframing how you view your weaknesses and identifying the situations where they can be beneficial, you can turn them into assets. Strategy 4. Building resilience through weakness. One of the most powerful ways to transform a weakness into a strength is by building resilience through it. Weaknesses can make us feel vulnerable, exposed, or inadequate. But facing and overcoming these challenges builds inner strength, character, and emotional resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and the process of confronting your weaknesses can significantly contribute to developing this quality. Steps to take: practice vulnerability. It takes courage to admit your weaknesses, but embracing vulnerability is the first step in building resilience. Don't shy away from acknowledging your struggles, whether to yourself or others. Sharing your journey of growth with trusted friends, family, or colleagues can help you develop resilience and build stronger relationships. Learn from failure. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. Instead of viewing failure as a confirmation of your weakness, see it as a learning experience. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this failure? And use those lessons to improve. Each time you confront a weakness and fail, you become more resilient. Embrace discomfort. Growth occurs outside of your comfort zone. To build resilience, you need to be willing to embrace discomfort and persist even when things are challenging. Each time you push through discomfort, you strengthen your ability to handle adversity. Focus on long-term growth. Building resilience through weakness is not an overnight process. It requires long-term commitment and perseverance. Keep in mind that growth is gradual, and the more you confront your weaknesses, the stronger you become over time. Example: Oprah. Winfrey's story is a powerful example of resilience. Born into poverty and facing numerous hardships throughout her childhood, Oprah had to confront many weaknesses and obstacles. However, she built immense emotional resilience through these experiences, ultimately turning her past struggles into the driving force behind her success. Oprah's ability to confront her weaknesses and build strength through adversity is a testament to the power of resilience. Key takeaway: weaknesses can become a source of resilience when you face them head-on. By practicing vulnerability, learning from failure, and embracing discomfort, you build the inner strength needed to overcome challenges and thrive. 5. The role of emotional intelligence in strengthening weaknesses. One of the most powerful tools for turning weaknesses into strengths is emotional intelligence, EI. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. It plays a crucial role in personal and professional success, as it helps you navigate social interactions, manage stress, and make more informed decisions. Emotional intelligence is made up of several key components, each of which can contribute to transforming your weaknesses into strengths. 1. Self-awareness. We've already discussed self-awareness in detail, but it's worth noting that it is also a core component of emotional intelligence. By being aware of your weaknesses and how they impact your emotions, you can better manage your responses and behaviors. 2. Self-regulation. Once you're aware of your weaknesses, the ability to regulate your emotional responses is crucial. Self-regulation involves controlling your impulses, managing stress, and staying calm under pressure. When faced with a weakness, self-regulation allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. For example, if you tend to get easily frustrated when faced with a difficult task, self-regulation can help you stay calm and focused, allowing you to work through the challenge more effectively. 3. Motivation. A person with high emotional intelligence is self-motivated and driven to achieve their goals, even in the face of setbacks. Emotional intelligence helps you stay focused on long-term goals and maintain a positive attitude, even when confronting weaknesses. When you're motivated by a desire for growth and improvement, your weaknesses become opportunities for learning rather than sources of frustration. 4. Empathy. Empathy, or the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is a critical component of emotional intelligence. Empathy allows you to see the struggles and weaknesses of others, which can give you valuable insights into your own growth. By understanding the challenges others face, you can develop a deeper understanding of your own weaknesses and learn how to navigate them with compassion and understanding. 5. Social skills. Developing strong social skills can help you navigate situations where your weaknesses might otherwise hinder your success. Whether it's building relationships, managing conflicts, or leading a team, emotional intelligence can help you turn your weaknesses into strengths by improving your interactions with others. How to develop emotional intelligence. Practice mindfulness. Regularly checking in with yourself and your emotions is a great way to build self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By staying mindful, you can catch negative patterns or tendencies as they arise and work toward better responses. Improve communication skills. Being able to communicate effectively is a key aspect of emotional intelligence. When you improve your communication skills, you're better able to express your thoughts and feelings, navigate difficult conversations, and build stronger relationships. Practice active listening, empathy, and clear communication to strengthen your social skills and emotional intelligence. Develop empathy. Empathy is a skill that can be developed with practice. Start by paying closer attention to the emotions and experiences of others. Ask yourself, how is this person feeling? And what can I do to understand their perspective better? By practicing empathy, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the emotions that drive behavior, both in yourself and others. Example. A well-known example of emotional intelligence in action is Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. Nadella is widely praised for his emotionally intelligent leadership style, which has transformed Microsoft's culture. He has spoken openly about the importance of empathy in leadership and how it helps him navigate difficult situations and decisions. By prioritizing emotional intelligence, Nadella has been able to build a more collaborative and innovative environment at Microsoft, turning the company's weaknesses into strengths. 6. Turning weaknesses into strengths in the workplace. Weaknesses can be particularly challenging in the workplace, where performance and productivity are closely monitored. However, identifying and addressing weaknesses can not only improve your individual performance, but also make you a more effective team member. Whether you're looking to improve your leadership skills, enhance your communication, or become more organized, there are several strategies you can use to turn your weaknesses into strengths at work. 1. Developing professional skills. If you're struggling with a particular aspect of your job, such as public speaking, time management, or leadership, you can turn this weakness into a professional development opportunity. Many workplaces offer resources and support for professional development, so take advantage of these opportunities to improve your skills. Steps to take. Identify areas for improvement. Start by identifying the specific skills or competencies that are holding you back at work. For example, if you struggle with public speaking, this could be a key area for improvement. Create a development plan. Once you've identified your weaknesses, create a plan to improve them. This might involve taking a course, attending a workshop, or working with a mentor. Set professional goals. Setting clear, measurable goals is an important part of turning weaknesses into strengths. For example, if you want to improve your time management skills, set a goal to implement a new organizational system or complete tasks within a specific time frame. Seek feedback. Feedback from colleagues and supervisors can be incredibly valuable when working to improve a weakness. Ask for constructive feedback on your progress and use it to adjust your development plan as needed. Example. Take the example of Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook. Early in her career, Sandberg struggled with managing conflict. However, instead of avoiding difficult conversations, she made it a point to improve her conflict management skills by seeking out training and mentorship. Over time, what was once a weakness became a strength, and Sandberg is now known for her ability to navigate difficult conversations with grace and professionalism. 2. Turning weaknesses into collaboration opportunities. A key strategy in the workplace is collaboration. No one is expected to be good at everything, so don't hesitate to ask for help from colleagues who excel where you fall short. Collaborating with others allows you to leverage the strengths of your team and create more successful outcomes. Steps to take: acknowledge your weaknesses. The first step to collaboration is acknowledging your weaknesses within the team. Instead of trying to hide your struggles, be open about them with your colleagues and supervisors. This will help you build trust and create opportunities for collaboration. Delegate tasks. If possible, delegate tasks that fall within your areas of weakness and focus your time and energy on areas where you excel. For example, if you struggle with project management but excel at creative thinking, delegate the project management task to a colleague and focus on brainstorming and problem solving. Build a supportive network. Surround yourself with colleagues who complement your weaknesses. By working together, you can achieve more than you would alone. 7. How to use failure as a catalyst for growth. Many people are afraid of their weaknesses because they associate them with failure. But failure is one of the best teachers and can be a powerful catalyst for growth if you allow it to be. When you approach failure with a growth mindset, it becomes an opportunity to learn and improve, rather than a confirmation of your weaknesses. Key mindset shifts. Failure is not final. Just because you've failed at something doesn't mean you'll never succeed at it. Failure is often part of the learning process, and it's a natural part of growth. The key is to learn from failure and use it to improve. Fail fast, learn faster. Instead of avoiding failure, embrace it. The faster you fail, the quicker you learn and improve. Every time you fail, you gain valuable insights that can help you refine your approach and achieve success. Celebrate failure. It might sound counterintuitive, but celebrating failure can help shift your mindset. When you view failure as a learning opportunity, it becomes something to celebrate rather than fear. Each failure brings you one step closer to success. 8. Sustaining growth. Turning temporary improvements into permanent strengths. Once you've started the process of transforming your weaknesses into strengths, the next challenge is maintaining that progress. Many people fall into the trap of working on a weakness until they see some improvement, only to fall back into old habits or patterns. True transformation requires ongoing effort and a long-term commitment to growth. Turning a weakness into a strength is not a one-time achievement, but rather a continuous process of refinement and improvement. 8.1. Create habits around your growth. To ensure that improvements stick, it's essential to develop habits that reinforce your progress. Habits are powerful because they automate behavior. Instead of relying on willpower or motivation, which can fluctuate, habits allow you to make consistent progress even when you're feeling unmotivated. Steps to take. Start small. Developing a habit begins with small, manageable steps. For example, if your weakness is poor time management, start by implementing a simple habit like creating a daily to-do list. Over time, this small habit can evolve into a larger system for organizing your time. Use habit stacking. One effective strategy for building habits is habit stacking, where you pair a new habit with an existing one. For instance, if you're trying to improve your communication skills, you could practice active listening during your daily meetings or conversations. Reward your progress. Reinforcing your habits with positive feedback or rewards helps to ensure they stick. Celebrate the small wins and recognize how far you've come since you began addressing your weakness. 8.2. Reassess and adjust over time. As you grow, your strengths and weaknesses will evolve. What was once a major weakness may no longer be an issue, while new challenges may arise. Regular reassessment allows you to stay on top of your growth journey and adjust your approach as needed. Steps to take. Conduct periodic reviews. Every few months, take time to review your progress. Reflect on what's working, what's not, and where you need to focus your efforts next. This could involve journaling, self-assessments, or feedback from trusted peers. Stay open to change. Growth is not linear, and your weaknesses will shift as you take on new responsibilities or face different challenges. By staying open to change and adapting your approach as needed, you ensure continuous improvement. 8.3. Accountability. Having someone to hold you accountable can be a powerful tool for sustaining growth. Whether it's a mentor, coach, or accountability partner, having someone who checks in on your progress can motivate you to stay consistent. Steps to take: find an accountability partner. Share your goals with a trusted friend, colleague, or mentor and ask them to hold you accountable. Regular check-ins can help keep you on track. Use technology. If finding an accountability partner is challenging, consider using technology such as habit tracking apps. Many apps allow you to set goals and reminders, making it easier to stay on track with your progress. Example: consider Serena Williams, one of the greatest athletes of all time. Williams constantly revisits her weaknesses, even after reaching the top of her sport. For example, after losing in several matches due to unforced errors in her backhand, she made it a habit to practice her backhand every day. Eventually, this area of her game, once a weak point, became one of her strengths. Her ability to create sustainable habits around her growth kept her at the top of her game for decades. 9. Seeking external perspectives. Learning from mentors, coaches, and peers. While self-awareness is crucial, there's only so much you can learn about yourself from your own perspective. External perspectives from mentors, coaches, or peers can offer valuable insights into your weaknesses and strengths. Often we have blind spots, areas of weakness we may not even be aware of or understand fully. 9.1. The role of mentors. A mentor can be an invaluable resource in helping you identify your weaknesses and transform them into strengths. Mentors bring experience and a fresh perspective, offering guidance on how to navigate challenges and improve in areas where you struggle. Steps to take: find the right mentor. Look for someone who has overcome similar challenges or has strengths in areas where you're weak. A good mentor is someone who can offer constructive criticism, encouragement, and wisdom based on their own experiences. Seek honest feedback. One of the greatest benefits of a mentor is their ability to give you honest feedback. When choosing a mentor, be sure to communicate your desire for candid, constructive criticism, and use this feedback to guide your development. Follow their lead. A mentor can also offer practical examples of how they turn their own weaknesses into strengths. By following their lead and learning from their experiences, you can accelerate your own growth. 9.2. The power of coaching. A coach, unlike a mentor, is trained to help you unlock your potential by focusing on specific goals, skills, or areas of improvement. While a mentor shares wisdom and guidance, a coach actively works with you to develop strategies for overcoming weaknesses. Steps to take: engage a professional coach. If you're serious about turning a weakness into a strength, investing in a coach can provide the accountability and structured guidance needed for growth. Coaches often use proven methods and frameworks to help you make measurable improvements. Be willing to be challenged. A good coach will challenge you to step outside your comfort zone. Embrace the discomfort that comes with growth and allow your coach to push you to reach your full potential. 9.3. Learning from your peers. Your peers, whether colleagues, friends, or teammates, can provide valuable insights into your strengths and weaknesses. Often they see things you may miss and can offer helpful advice for improvement. Steps to take: ask for peer feedback. Don't be afraid to ask your peers for feedback on your performance or areas of growth. This could be in a professional setting, such as asking colleagues for input after a presentation, or in a personal setting, such as asking friends for advice on communication skills. Emulate peers who excel. If you have peers who excel in areas where you struggle, observe how they handle these situations. For example, if you have a colleague who is excellent at managing their time, ask them about their strategies and try to implement some of their methods into your own routine. Example: Michael Jordan, widely considered one of the best basketball players of all time, consistently sought external perspectives to improve his game. Throughout his career, Jordan worked with coaches, teammates, and even competitors to refine his skills. His willingness to accept criticism, listen to others, and continuously seek improvement allowed him to transform his weaknesses, such as his early struggles with defense, into strengths. 10. Evolving through adversity, using life's challenges as catalysts for growth. Life will inevitably throw challenges, obstacles, and adversity in your path. Whether it's personal setbacks, professional failures, or unexpected life events, adversity can bring your weaknesses to the surface in ways you never anticipated. But adversity also provides the greatest opportunity for growth. How you handle difficult situations can either reinforce your weaknesses or help you evolve into a stronger, more capable version of yourself. 10. 1. Adopting a resilient mindset. When faced with adversity, a resilient mindset allows you to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from hardship, it's about learning, adapting, and coming out stronger on the other side. Steps to take: shift your focus from problems to solutions. Instead of fixating on the problems adversity presents, focus on finding solutions. This shift in mindset will help you remain proactive and resilient in the face of challenges. Embrace the learning process. Adversity often brings lessons that you wouldn't learn otherwise. Whether it's learning patience, perseverance, or problem solving, embrace these lessons and use them to grow. 10.2. Turning setbacks into setups for success. Every setback can be a setup for future success if you approach it with the right mindset. When you encounter failure or disappointment, view it as a necessary step in the process of growth. Use the experience to identify where your weaknesses lie, then turn those weaknesses into strengths for the future. Steps to take: analyze the setback. When you face a setback, take time to analyze what went wrong. Was there a weakness in your approach, skills, or mindset that contributed to the setback? Identifying the root cause of the issue will give you clarity on how to improve. Adjust and improve. Once you've identified the areas where you went wrong, make adjustments and actively work on improving those weaknesses. For example, if a project at work failed because of poor communication, focus on developing better communication strategies moving forward. 10.3. Leaning into discomfort. Growth happens when you lean into discomfort. Adversity often brings discomfort, whether it's the discomfort of failure, the uncertainty of change, or the frustration of facing your limitations. Instead of avoiding discomfort, embrace it as part of the growth process. Steps to take: step outside your comfort zone. Deliberately put yourself in situations that challenge you. Whether it's taking on a new responsibility at work, confronting a difficult conversation, or learning a new skill, leaning into discomfort will help you build resilience and strength. Reframe discomfort as growth. Instead of viewing discomfort as something to avoid, reframe it as a necessary part of the growth process. The more you expose yourself to uncomfortable situations, the more you'll grow. Example: consider Nelson Mandela's journey. Mandela faced unimaginable adversity, spending 27 years in prison for his fight against apartheid. Yet instead of allowing this experience to break him, Mandela used his time in prison to reflect, grow, and strengthen his resolve. He leaned into the discomfort of adversity and emerged as a stronger leader, transforming both his personal weaknesses and the weakness of a divided nation into a beacon of hope and strength. The endless journey of growth. Turning weaknesses into strengths is not a destination, but a continuous journey. Throughout your life, new challenges and weaknesses will emerge, and with them, new opportunities for growth. The key is to approach every weakness with a mindset of possibility. By staying self-aware, seeking external perspectives, embracing adversity, and committing to long-term improvement, you can transform even the most challenging weaknesses into powerful strengths. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today. Whether it's seeking feedback, developing new habits, or facing adversity head-on, you have the power to grow and evolve. Each step you take brings you closer to turning your greatest weaknesses into your most valuable strengths. The journey begins now. Take the first step. Now that you've gained the tools and insights to transform your weaknesses into strengths, it's time to take action. Don't just watch and feel inspired. Start making real changes today. Ask yourself, what's one step I can take right now to grow? Comment below and share your goals. I'll be reading them. And remember, growth is a journey, not a destination, so stay committed. If you're ready for more powerful content to help you unlock your potential, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and be part of this journey with us. Together, we'll continue to learn, grow, and turn our weaknesses into strengths. Let's get started. Your future self is waiting.